Hi there, it's Lisa here on our 19th Sunday in Ordinary Time, Cycle C, and we have a reading from Hebrews, which is quite a story, but it's not exactly a story, it's actually a treatise on faith. So it's a long reading. If this is your reading, I want you to prep it just like you do the other ones. Read it aloud 5 times each. There are sections in this reading which make it be not quite so long or not quite so difficult to hear. Faith is the realization. By faith, we have that Abraham. By faith, he sojourned. By faith, he received the power. So it was, therefore, all these died in faith if they had been thinking, okay? And then we come back to by faith again. So it's a long reading, but if you pay attention to by faith, by faith, that's the real crux of this. It's they had faith, those are our ancestors in faith. We too are called to have such faith. So a reading from the letter to the Hebrews, and we wait 1, 2, 3 so that people can shift and get adjusted to what they're going to hear, and if they know this is going to be theology. Okay. Brothers and sisters. So look at somebody when you say that, an individual when you say that. Okay? Faith. So I want you to pause on that first word because that's what this whole thing is about. Faith is the realization of what is hoped for and evidence of things not seen. If we see it, it doesn't take faith, right? Because of it, the ancients were well attested. So they spoke. So here's where we're going to start hearing it. By faith, Abraham obeyed when he was called to go out to a place that he was to receive as an inheritance. He went out, not knowing where he was to go. So that's kind of amazing, right? By faith, he sojourned in the promised land as in a foreign country. So he's a foreigner, an alien, dwelling in tents. So no house, no ability to put down roots, with Isaac and Jacob, heirs of the same promise. So they all lived in tents. So this sounds a little odd, dwelling in tents with Isaac and Jacob. That would be son and grandson, and we don't know that that's actually the truth, right? Okay. For he was looking forward to the city with foundations. Let me go back to Isaac and Jacob, not the chronological truth, but it is the theological truth. All three of them dwelt in tents, which means they were willing to be on the move for God, right? Okay. So we're back to Abraham. For he was looking forward to the city with foundations, whose architect and maker is God. So the city with foundations, there's a comma there, but I don't want you to pause too long because the actual thing is the city is the one of God, architect and maker of God. Okay, now we go back. So there's a little pause after that. By faith, we're back to Abraham again, received power to generate, even though he was past the normal age, and Sarah herself was sterile, for he thought that the one who had made the promise was trustworthy. That's such an important line. That's what faith is about. The one who made the promise is trustworthy. I don't see it. I don't know how you're possibly going to do it. It doesn't make any sense, but I trust you. Okay? So it was, and I put a comma in there, that there came forth from one man, himself as good as dead. Do you see how much eye contact I'm able to make because I'm going so slowly here, okay? Descendants as numerous as the stars in the sky and as countless as the sands on the seashore. I am able to make so much eye contact because I'm taking it slowly and I have practiced reading this. All right. All these died in faith. Wait, that is that right? That doesn't sound right. What's the good of that, right? that's our statement of faith. All these died in faith. They had faith. They did not receive what had been promised, but saw it and greeted it from afar, and acknowledged themselves to be strangers and aliens on earth. That would actually be us as well. For those who speak thus show that they are seeking a homeland. That would be us as well. If they had been thinking of the land from which they had come, so you hear my voice go up because we're having an if then, they would have had opportunity to return. But now, so I'm shaking my head, no, they did not think about that. But now they desire a better homeland, a heavenly one. Same for us. Therefore, God is not ashamed to be called their God, for he has prepared a city for them. Same for us. Do you hear all this? So the parallels are continuous. And then we have one more. By faith. Here we go. Back to it. By faith. And I would pause. Abraham, when put to the test, offered up Isaac. And he who had received the promises was ready to offer his only son, of whom it was said, through Isaac, descendants shall bear your name. So I actually just got goosebumps reading this, because it was like, I don't know how this is going to happen. You just said Isaac, you told me Isaac is going to be the one through whom descendants will bear my name, and now you want me to put him to death, and this hasn't happened, and I don't know how it's going to happen, right? He reasoned that God was able to raise even from the dead, and he received Isaac back as a symbol. And then we wait. 1, 2, 3. The word of the Lord, just as strong as the reading has been. Okay, this is an amazing reading. I hope that you practice it. Take your time with it and let it tell its story. God bless you and be with you.